not saying anything because we don't have no fucking video. Hey guys, give us a second and we'll be in action.
Okay. All right.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Speaking Out Loud with Renee and the one and only John Borba.
Yes, sir.
So, hey guys, check it out. It's Speaking Out Loud with Renee and Borba. Please follow us on YouTube. I have shared a couple things that have give you the link to our YouTube channel. So like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think. If we think your team sucks, tell us differently. But as of right now, the Eagles suck to me, the Steelers suck to me, and obviously Miami sucks to everyone. But also follow us on Instagram, SOL Speaking Out Loud. And if you'd like to join the show, let us know. Contact us via email or through Facebook, or just comment on our YouTube channel. Hopefully this weekend we are looking at Brendan Johnson. He'll be coming into the show. But Brendan did have an alternative. He said I had to give him 6 beers before the show in a 15-minute span. So that's going to be fun. Brendan Johnson, can't wait till you come on. I'm excited for that, man. But I got the one and only John Borba across from me. JB, man, what's your take on this weekend? It was a fun weekend. I mean, not too many great games, but there was a couple standout games, and there were some big injuries that did happen. But hey, man, what about the Chargers choking to the Lions? That's a tough one for all those Charger fans out there.
Yeah, it seems like that's always been the Chargers' downfall. I feel like they don't play up to their potential a lot, and I feel like that's been them the last few since I can remember. Honestly, it's been years of that happening. So not much has changed when it comes to that. And the Lions are always that team that can upset anyone any given week. So
awesome. We're rolling now.
We're rolling.
We are rolling. So.
All right.
Just know Philly's going to kill the Cowboys. We'll get to that a little bit later, Eddie. Yeah. So stay on the show, man. I got a lot to say about what's coming forward. So feel free to stay on there.
Let's get in the show. Let's talk about the topics.
Let's jump
Give
right
a little week 2 recap.
Well, before we get up in there, man, hey, there's some breaking news. Antonio Brown, typical Antonio Brown doing what everybody does not want him to do, and that is not play football as of right now. The Patriots just released him.
Yep.
And news does say they only have to pay him for week 2 and week 3. I'm sure he's pretty pissed about that because he was looking forward to that guaranteed
He's
money.
not going to get that $15 million from the Patriots. He's probably not going to get that. He's going to have to fight for $30 million. Also from the Raiders, he's not going to get all that either. So pretty much what everybody's saying is what's next for Antonio Brown. Is this his last time suiting up, playing on Sundays? Or do you think another team's going to take a risk? I feel if you get released by the Patriots,
it's kind of a big deal.
Man, that says something about you.
Yeah, for sure. Business is not booming.
And I know they weren't going to release him just from his allegations that happened from this past weekend, from the first woman that came out and said all that stuff, because they're not going to go by somebody's word. They got to do a background check and all that kind of stuff. So they weren't going to release him from that. I think what did it is that last night he threatened the second accuser, threatened her kids, sent pictures of her kids to her via text.
Called her
a broke, called her all this slang, and the last thing the Patriots want to deal with, they're the favorites in the AFC. They're probably the favorites to win it all right now.
Yeah, I would put them up there, and I'm sure everybody else puts them up there, even without Antonio Brown.
And a team that is as good as the Patriots, really, they'll win with or without Antonio Brown.
Most definitely.
And I think their biggest problem is that they literally, Bill Belichick's first 5 questions when he went up to the podium today were all about Antonio Brown. And that was before he was released. And I'm sure if you're the Patriots, do you want to deal with that all year? No. So just get rid of it right now.
The one thing about Bill Belichick is he don't give a shit if you're not playing.
Yeah.
If you're not playing, he's game planning for what he does have.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it sucks, man. What's crazy is, or what's unfortunate is, I do see him getting signed because of his talent. I'm not going to be surprised. Should he get signed? Probably.
Do you think he gets signed this year?
I think he gets signed within these next couple of weeks.
Really?
I won't be surprised if it's before the end of next week.
I think
the guy is talented, man. The guy could ball. He put up 50 plus, had a touchdown. Granted, it was Tom Brady and it was against the Dolphins, but I mean, the guy can ball. He's proven his worth on the field. The problem is off the field and in the locker room. So, but I won't be surprised if he gets signed. The only thing that teams are going to look at really is Roger Goodell going to suspend him?
Yeah, and they're going to do a deeper investigation now.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. They're going to go real in depth with everything. So I'm sure teams are going to want to find out, what comes up out of that, and then they'll make their decision.
It's hard to jump on. It's hard to really go, okay, Antonio Brown really did all this. Only because, I mean, so many people have been getting accused of all these sexual allegations, not only in the NFL, but just, I mean, directors and other sports. A bunch of girls are coming out, stuff like that, of them getting accusing athletes for main one. And one of the ones that I always remember is Zeke. Obviously, I'm a Cowboys fan, but Zeke got accused of beating for domestic violence. There was no footage, no nothing. They didn't end up pressing charges. But the one thing that I did end up reading about was that the girl actually texted her friend that she was going to set up Zeke for it. And that's why a lot of it ended up getting dropped. But Roger Goodell still went in and suspended him. So if he suspended him for, I mean, an accusation, I can only imagine what's going to happen to Antonio Brown, especially after him kind of going at her about being broke, about just wanting money and for kids and blah, 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 so on and so forth. I mean, dang, man, that's tough. It's going to be tough. If Roger Goodell wants to make a point, because the NFL right now, the NFL is so dependent on talent and names, because they're afraid they're going to lose viewers. And probably why Kaepernick doesn't have a job right now is because they're so afraid to lose fans and money and so on and so forth. I mean, if you want to prove a point, he's done. He's for sure done for the season, but how?
I think so.
How much going forward?
Yeah.
And this is already costing him so much money. I mean, Nike dropped him. The helmet company dropped him. And then now the Patriots dropped him. So, like I said, business is not booming in Antonio Brown's home right now. And it's been, poor guy. I mean, I feel bad for his wife. The last thing or girlfriend, I think it's his girlfriend or baby mom, I'm not sure. But I mean, that sucks, man. That sucks for her that she's going to have to go through this crap. Those kids got to go through it too, man. So that's tough. But like I said, if Roger Goodell cares about the talent, cares about the views, cares about all that, he's only going to be suspended 6 weeks, 8 weeks, be back for the playoffs.
Yeah, I think it really depends on what they find in their investigation. If it's true, man, it could be, who knows, season long or whatever. But as of right now, it's not looking good for him.
Kevin said, we need to talk about those beers. Miller Lite, official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. As y'all can tell on the back.
I don't know about all that. I'm just drinking it because he offered me one.
That Barber didn't have a choice. But J-Wo said, Barber, you're sitting in a booster seat on that chair.
I actually am. I'm not going to point down the camera, but if you come off the show, you'll see.
Yes. So. He's not joking. It's probably layered about this much.
I got a couple phone books stacked up.
So you're not lying, J-Wo, that's for sure. This is not piss water. It's called Miller Lite, as you can tell on the front of the label. I'm guessing J-Wo probably drinks White Claw. Yeah. But, no, man.
No, he doesn't, though. He doesn't.
You don't?
No, no, with that figure, I don't think he drinks too many White Claws.
That's right. White Claw is 6 calories.
Yeah.
White Claw. Yeah, that's right. J-Wo. But heavy, I think. Hey, man, but yeah, I'm not going to be surprised when Antonio Brown gets a job very soon because, like I said, teams care about talent. But, man, this is deep. It's deep.
I don't know who would sign him, to be honest. Right now.
I wouldn't.
No.
Because, first of all, you're going to waste money because he's going to be suspended, and you know that. That's guaranteed. Those messages that he sent that girl alone, I mean, that's already 6 weeks, guaranteed, for sure. But it all depends on Roger Goodell. So we'll see on that, man. But anyways, enough of the crybaby. Let's go on to the NFL recap. Baby, what a week.
Yeah.
What a weekend. Fun weekend. Like we were talking about the Chargers and the Lions. That was disappointing for Phillip Rivers, but the Chargers are just like the Lions. It's one of those you just don't really know. But what's crazy is them not having Gordon really affecting them. I mean, Melvin Gordon really helped them out last year. Obviously they had a great season. So if they go down one more week, man, they might start thinking about paying the dude.
Possibly.
Because he's that kind of playmaker where he can definitely change a game. I mean, he proved it last year. He had a rough first couple of years, but I mean, last year was hot.
Yeah, last year was hot. But I think their 1-2 punch right now is definitely not bad at all. I think it comes down to their defense. It's going to come down to like them pressuring their quarterback. You got Joey Bosa, Melvin Ingram. They're going to make plays. They have to make plays, you know, and it's going to come down to Phillip Rivers if he can hit his targets. I know Mike Williams, I think he didn't really play. I don't think he played.
Didn't, no.
No, he did not play. So that was one of his targets was out. It's just Chargers have always been kind of up and down. They had a really good year last year, but before that, I feel like they still had a really good roster and would always disappoint. You know, every couple of weeks, they disappoint, lose by field goal, whatever, just some disappointing way to lose. But that's your disappointment. My disappointment is for the Vikings fans, which there isn't many around here.
But you are
Cousins,
one. Yeah, you are Vikings.
And Kirk Cousins after this week was getting death threats by Vikings fans, and I think it's too early. It was week 2. Yeah, it wasn't a good performance, and we left a lot on the table. But we had a PI, offensive pass interference, on a touchdown pass to Stephon Diggs called back, which was ridiculous. After there was literally the same kind of call that could have been called last night in that Jaguars-Titans game. It's just unbelievable, and that took off 7 points, which made it 21-10 instead of 21-14. He did have a good throw to Stephon Diggs down the middle of the field. That 50-yard touchdown to Stephon. Yeah. It's just you know what to expect with Kirk Cousins. I think he just didn't look comfortable at all, and he was 14-32, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. He had, I believe, a 52.9 QB rating.
Terrible.
Which is awful. It's not going to get the job done.
Terrible.
And
not against that defense. No,
and
the Packers have shown that they have a solid defense.
Yeah, and what we did, while I'm not still sold on the Packers, we held a shutout for 3 quarters. They had 21 points in the first quarter, and I'm sure Aaron Rodgers there was a few clips showing him on the sideline getting mad at Matt LaFleur. Like they were talking a little bit because they couldn't move the ball. And I feel like for Kirk Cousins, like we got the running game. Dalvin Cook is arguably playing the best run at the halfback position.
He's 5
probably right now. I would say he's probably best in the league.
Definitely.
I feel like he's leading the league in rushing right now. He's an animal. He's a beast, man. And he's for sure
first
playing
probably the best running back
probably
right now going into week 3.
Right now, going into week 3. And I think Kirk Cousins just has to make plays. Like he just can't cost the team, and that's what he did last week. He costed the team.
The one thing about Kirk Cousins is that y'all paid him so much money, so the expectations for him are here right now. So what was it, 90 mil, right?
84
mil, and then 70 of it was guaranteed, I think.
Well, all of it's guaranteed.
My bad. So when you're guaranteeing an entire 3 years, you got to show out, man. You got to show out. There's nothing to it. This is what we expected. And the only problem that the Vikings have had was they didn't have a quarterback. Case Keenum, sure, he had a great year, right? And look at him look at him now.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not getting it done.
Yeah.
About to get replaced.
No, if you don't follow the NFL, you probably don't even know what team he's on anymore.
Yeah.
You know, he's not that dude. And that's why they let him go. But to guarantee that much money to a assumption is what I think was going on in the Vikings locker room. Is
they feel like they needed one player, a decent quarterback to just get them over the hump. And to get Kirk Cousins, who's now 5-26 against a team with a winning record, man,
they knew that
he
wasn't good. They just figured against winning teams.
They figured, okay, we got a solid team, we got defense, we got the receivers, we got everything you need to be successful. Just go out there and manage the game at least.
The thing about Kirk Cousins though is that when he was in Washington, it was easy to say that he didn't have the weapons, or he didn't have the offensive line, right? And then now Minnesota has it all, and he's not living up to the hype. And there's two badass wide receivers sitting there on both sides that when your running back is playing ball and you can't deliver, that's disappointing because that means it's all on you. It'd be the same. I mean, it'd be like Zeke balling out. It's like how they, big old thing about Dak is when Zeke doesn't play, Dak's not up to par. Same thing, man. Mm-hmm. So now, I mean, Kirk Cousins, is he really valued at a full guaranteed price?
I think what did it last week was our final drive in the fourth quarter when there was about 5 minutes left. We ran it down Green Bay's throat. Dalvin Cook was just going off. Alex Madison, 3rd round pick, he was going off, dude. We ran the ball, I think, I think we ran the ball like 6 times and passed it 1 time. It's 1st and goal at the 8, and we do a play action pass. Play action pass bootleg to the right. Kirk Cousins is dropping back 20 yards. Throws it off his back foot. He's thinking he can get it to Stephon Diggs in the right corner. It's either going to Diggs or it's going out of bounds. But he underthrows it, and it gets picked off by Kevin King. And he said it himself, which, it makes me feel kind of good. He's all, if I'm going to be starter on this team, if I'm going to be leading this team, I can't make that throw. So I'm not going to be on this team anymore playing quarterback for him. And I like how he said that, like, because it's true. Like, if you're going to mess up, like we'll find
words don't mean shit right now.
Yeah, like it's
simple.
You can say the right words, you just got to perform.
Don't matter. See you on Sunday. Better show out.
So
but hey man, you got to give some credit to that Green Bay defense. You got to give some. We expected a low scoring game.
I had I said 21-17. I just flipped.
The first half was wild, obviously, for Green Bay. But I mean, Minnesota ended up showing up, holding them. But I mean, Green Bay looks decent.
They look decent.
Besides,
I think they still have a lot of.
But you got to think about
offense.
The offense is new. Aaron Rodgers is adjusting. Mm-hmm. So for Green Bay to be 2-0 against probably 2 of the best defenses in the NFL. If I'm a Green Bay fan, I'm sitting pretty good. Yeah. I'm feeling really good, actually. I'm feeling
Earl's
great.
Drinking a beer to that right now.
For sure. Because that defense, for one, the defense looks great. It looks amazing. And for the offense is going to come. Aaron Rodgers is going to show up.
Their only problem is they don't have too many targets. Devontae Adams is by far the best receiver.
But when you have a stud quarterback, I mean, look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady makes good players. He makes good players, and then when you leave, it's nobody knows who you are.
Yeah,
and that's the thing about Aaron Rodgers is, I mean, except for Randall Cobb, he's looking pretty solid up in Dallas. But I mean, you got to give some credit to Green Bay for sure. Got to give some credit to Green Bay. I was looking forward to the Saints game, Saints and Rams. I was looking for a beat down Sunday night, or not Sunday night, but late game. That was our game to watch last week. It was very disappointing. Drew Brees hurts his thumb. He had successful surgery. Prayers to him. Hopefully he gets better soon, man. Yeah. But Drew Brees is starting to come right around that hill. Hill. This might be it. This might be it for the Saints. What is he out? 6 weeks?
Yeah,
it could be up to 6 weeks. How do you feel about Teddy Bridgewater leading that team, though?
If I was a Saints fan,
he played for the Vikings. He did play for the Vikings.
Man, if he doesn't get hurt for the Vikings that year, I feel like he's still their starter, and we're just, oh man, I feel like he's so much better than he is now. Well, just because he's got to restart this, he's got to get back to the field of the game. Like you could tell like he held on to the ball a little bit too long last week, and he just couldn't feel the pressure. Once he starts feeling the pressure again and just letting it rip, letting the ball go, I think they're going to be okay. And it's not only going to be him, it's going to be Taysom Hill. They're going to be sharing, a little bit. They're going to be, because Sean Payton has like a package for Taysom Hill. He's a solid, he can run it. He could catch it. He could do it all. It's not only going to be on Teddy Bridgewater. And I feel like that defense is going to step up. I feel like the Saints are still looking okay. I feel like nobody in that division is really taking off. You got the Falcons, I feel like could be that team that takes off, but I feel like they're just wildly inconsistent.
It's going to be sad, but an 8-8 team might get into the playoffs in that division.
Yeah, possibly.
And that might be the Saints. I might squeeze it out. Saints.
I feel like Teddy will definitely, once he gets the field back, expect in a couple weeks for him to start making some good plays.
You feel good about him?
If they can go 3-3 while Drew Brees is out, that's pretty solid, dude.
Yeah,
that's pretty solid.
For sure. So, they just can't. As long as they don't get past 5 losses, they have a chance.
And they can always streak too. You never know. They can always rally at the end.
If they don't get past 5, past 5 though, even if they lost these next couple games, if
they're 4-4, I bet you they're still at the top of the division or close second. Sure. I would say the Falcons maybe would be like 5-3.
Teddy Bridgewater's job is to at least win 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
If you can win 2 or 3 games and give one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL or the last couple for this decade, give him a chance. It's going to be scary because the Saints are still up there, man, because it's only a matter of time until he comes back. And for all we know is Teddy Bridgewater blossoms.
Yeah. You don't know really what you're going to get. He just got thrown in last week. Still a little rusty. He made a couple good throws, a couple good plays. And I think he'll just keep building on that every week. And you're going to see, I would definitely trust Teddy Bridgewater to lead the team for a few weeks at least. Yeah.
Okay, so you trust Teddy in New Orleans. What do you think about Mason Rudolph, which I did call? I did tell. I've said it every week, or the last 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Ben wasn't going to make it the whole season. For me, I thought that Mason Rudolph was their best bet regardless. Like I said, it was time to panic after week 1, after that whooping the Patriots gave them. It was time to panic in Steelers Nation. It's still time to panic. But I think they have a better chance with Mason Rudolph than what they did with Big Ben.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it brings some life to the to the game.
And you don't know what you have with him yet.
Yeah. So and he played pretty decent coming in. And man, if I'm a Steelers fan, that guy's intensity, that should make you feel like you have life. The guy was hyped. He was happy to play the game, and that's what you want. And that's the one thing that I think Big Ben has been lacking, is he's not really in it for the game anymore. It's more either about proving to himself that he's still got it, or it's about the money because he just got a contract extension, which is probably the stupidest thing you could have done in the organization, is pay a guy who can't really stay healthy, who's been dealing with all these injuries, and then to give him that money. It doesn't make sense. I think they have a chance with Mason Rudolph, though.
So what do you think is the future? Like, what do you think? Okay, first of all, what do you think they're going to end up the season as? What do you think record-wise?
I don't see them going to the playoffs.
Me neither.
I think Baltimore wins that division easy. Easy said that in week 1. He said Baltimore's going to tear it up. But 3 people ain't coming out of that.
No.
And Cleveland looks better than them. Cleveland still has a question mark. We still don't know about them. But Pittsburgh, it's time to rebuild. And it's time to rebuild around Mason Rudolph. The guy looked good in week 2. But it's still a long season.
Yeah, I
hope he does good, man. I hope he does. He was a good quarterback in college. They played the spread, I think, at Oklahoma State. And, the guy can sling the rock. He can throw it. But I still have a question mark on Judy, man. I still don't know if he's a number one receiver.
I really don't think he is right now.
I think he looked great because Antonio Brown was there and he took 2, 3, 4, 5.
And that was the question in the offseason. Can Juju be a number one receiver? And
he don't look comfortable.
I don't think he's ready.
He doesn't look comfortable at all. At all. Yeah. Does not look comfortable. So for the Steelers, I definitely don't see him making the playoffs. Like I had said after week 1, it's panic season. It's done. But now it's time to rebuild. Yeah. And just, knock some people out of the playoffs. Mason Rudolph, make some noise and ruin some teams' playoff hopes. That's going to be fun. Just to follow some of these questions real quick. We did touch on Antonio Brown getting released by the Patriots. And as far as Fantasy Football League for Speaking Out Loud, that's a possibility. But if we did do one, the buy-in would probably be about $25. We'd have a live draft, so there'd be a lot of drinking, a lot of fun. That's an exciting concept.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Alex Eastwood also said predictions for the Browns this year. They're expected to be decent. They were actually one of the teams expected to go to the Super Bowl. That probably has
overhyped.
A million question marks. And I'm probably one of those guys that jumped on that hype train. I did say previously that I was expecting a lot of Baker Mayfield, and I still have not seen shit. I'm still waiting for it. He didn't really prove anything on Monday. All they proved was that they beat a helpless New York Jets team. So that's depressing. That's depressing. Baker, still rooting for him, man. Honestly, I really can't stand the guy. I hate his personality, but he brings love and passion. So I dig that. And when you got some passion for the game and hype it up, I'm all game for it. So do your thing, man. Hopefully he shows up this Sunday. But Browns, you said no playoffs.
No, I don't.
Still agree with that, right? You still think no playoffs. I'm leaning on them, but I don't see 2 teams coming out of that division. I don't. I was hoping, but after these first 2 weeks, I'm not feeling very good about it. And Baltimore is easily going to take that division. So it's a matter of them getting a wild card. And I think you had called either 8-8 or 7-9, right? Something like that.
For
the Browns.
Cleveland, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So unless an 8-8 team gets into the AFC, which I do not see, because one of the wild card teams is probably going to be the Chargers if they meet expectations, but that's a fat question mark as well. So Antonio Brown said, how do you feel about the Raiders being a wild card team in the AFC and making the playoffs?
Who said that?
Antonio Rand. What do you think will be the wild card team so far this early into the season?
Oh, man.
Wild card teams. The Raiders, Joe Flacco and the Broncos don't look great, but they might sneak around late. You can't really count out Joe yet.
Yeah, and that defense, especially when it starts getting cold and stuff like that, that defense will be decent.
Yeah.
As far as the Raiders, I know they play the Vikings this weekend. That's going to be a tough game for the Raiders.
The Raiders look decent in the first quarter.
Yeah.
They looked decent in the first quarter against Kansas City. I saw Ruben Otero. He's like, "Hey, we're down. That's weird." 10-0.
Yeah, 10-0.
Weird.
Yeah,
that was very.
We kind of expected that too. Like, okay, I would be surprised if it's a close game at the beginning. I didn't expect the Raiders to jump out to a 10-0 lead like that, but I expected the Chiefs to eventually just pull away with it. That's what they did, and I feel like this weekend, I know they go to Minnesota to play, and I feel like it could be a close game, but I feel like the same thing's gonna. If it really depends. A lot of people have lowered their standards on Kirk Cousins. Like a lot of people lost their faith in him over this past week, but still early in the season. And for me, at least, I would
say that for any team.
Yeah,
if you're a Steelers fan, you can easily say it's early in the season. It's about being a legitimate. Are you just living on hype, assuming that your team's going to be good, or are they legitimately?
I know my team's going to be good. I know the Vikings.
The thing about the Vikings is that they have the team around them. It's a question mark. It's the quarterback, but the quarterback is the quarterback's the quarterback.
Yeah, and he's not awful. He just had a bad week,
But he also had a bad season last year.
No, 30-10. That's not a bad season. That's not a bad season. You don't even have to throw 30 touchdowns when you're on that kind of team, really. You don't even have to throw 10 interceptions. You just got to manage the game. And this weekend, I think everything comes back together. They're going to.
What was the best thing about the Vikings last year?
Their defense. Their receiving core was really nice. But.
Wow.
What?
Let's not jump back into the Vikings here. The question was
what do you mean? What was the best thing about them?
The question was the Raiders. The question was the Raiders. What do you see with the Raiders? Do you see the Raiders making the playoffs?
Personally, no. I do not see the Raiders making the playoffs. I do expect the Raiders to improve, to build each week on their team, but to go 7-9, I think would be a positive, just because of, you're going to get draft picks for next year. You're going to get all that kind of stuff. And it's going to take time to rebuild. Hopefully, I feel like the Raiders have always John Gruden's always talked about having a plan, and I feel like they don't really have a plan. They're always talking about having that plan.
Do you think they could be a wild card team?
No.
What do you see in the wild card there?
For wild card, I would say probably Chargers, and a lot of people are sleeping, but I think Colts are going to be a wild card team. Jacoby Brissett, I'm sold on him. He can play, and I think he's just going to keep getting better. So do not sleep on the Colts.
But that division's open too, though.
Which one?
Colts, Titans.
After Marcus Mariota gets
the Colts
dominated last night, dude,
No, but the Colts might win the division.
Yeah, they could.
So
I would expect the NFC South. I mean AFC South. Yeah, it's. I think it's going to come to the Titans and the Texans to take the division. What's happened in the past 3 years? The Titans have been 9-7. They've always been a decent team.
Marcus Mariota's got to go, bro. Marcus Mariota's got to go, bro.
After last night, it's just Gardner Minshew outplayed him by leaps and bounds.
The bottom of the AFC is so shitty, or not? I mean, not so shitty, but
AFC.
The AFC. An 8-8 team can get in the wild card. I'm not going to be surprised if the Raiders get in. I mean, they look good. They look decent week 1, and it could be hype. It could have just been adrenaline. They look good in the first quarter, and then Kansas City put that nice little whooping on them. So as far as the Raiders making it, that's up in there. I can see it because that last spot in the AFC is gonna be open for anyone. So if you're a Raiders fan, do not count yourself out just yet, man.
I just feel like
John Gruden's not bad.
Yeah, I just feel like the Chargers can definitely be a wild card team, and I feel like it's either going to be Texans, Colts, a team in the AFC South could be that. And you never know, Gardner Minshew could lead that. The Jaguars,
man, the guy can sling.
That's an interesting team.
The thing about, I was watching the game last night, and man, a lot of his stuff is kind of like fade routes, lobbing it up. I mean, he's throwing dimes. Don't get me wrong. Those 2 touchdown passes he had, they were dime. Well, one of them, is wide open. You can't. He had to catch that, but I mean, he's kind of, and they're going up and getting it. But the thing is you're giving your team a chance to win, and that defense gives you a chance to win. Jalen Ramsey is a bad mother, dude. That guy can ball. He can ball. So the Jags, you can't count them out. You definitely can't count them out. Like I said, the AFC, the end of the back of it, it's kind of doo-doo. So, I mean, don't be surprised. But the thing is that don't be comfortable either. Yeah. If you're that 4th seed, don't feel like, hey, it's going to be a walk in the park. It's going to be fun. I mean, we all anticipated this football season to be fun and creative, and that's what we're getting.
Yeah.
We're getting some creativity.
It's going to be a lot of new.
That's pretty cool.
New teams coming out.
What are the backup we got? We got another backup. Oh, Josh Rosen's making his debut against
starts.
Dallas. What do you think about that?
It's going to be rough. Definitely going to be a rough game. They're going to give him a bunch of looks and a bunch of pressure. And I wouldn't be surprised if they lose 31-7 or something. Like they're just tanking. So we'll find out. What is it?
Kevin said, do you have Colts or Falcons?
Oh yeah, that was one of the games that we were going to touch on as like a matchup for the upcoming week.
So Kevin,
we were excited.
Stay tuned. We're going to get there.
Yeah,
we're going to
talk
get
about that in a second for sure.
Fly Smack said Dallas and Patriots in the Super Bowl. Pete's got the Pats winning 38-35. I always got Dallas going to the Super Bowl. So, but we touched on that in our.
My thing about Dallas is so far they've played the 3 worst teams in the league. So you
don't get me right. Don't wake me up. Don't wake me up.
So there's still a lot with Dak. There's still a lot. How good are they?
The one thing about Dallas, they've had an easy schedule. The first 2 weeks have been divisional. Giants, Redskins, it's not very great. Not great at all, honestly, on both sides of the ball. And then you got Miami. Should be a brush through. It'd be embarrassing if Rosen really debuted against Dallas.
Imagine.
I mean, it'd be good for him.
I just feel like
if you're a risky better, if you are a risky better and you have $50 laying around that you just don't give a shit about, put it on the Dolphins.
I wonder what the spread is this week. Probably like 18.
Well, Dallas is the favorite, -21. But, I mean, it's probably not going to happen. But Dallas is known for coming down to their opponent's level. But going off of that is the one thing about Dallas that is good, if you're a Cowboys fan, is they're not playing at their opponent's level, for one. And two, Dak looks pretty solid as far as throwing. And Dallas has been pro throwing these last 2 weeks. I mean, granted, Zeke had a pretty big game last week, but I mean, Dak's slinging the rock, bro. And if there's anything that you want to see is Dak throw the freaking ball. Good.
Yeah.
Good. As a Cowboys fan right now, if Dak's throwing that ball
that's always been the question.
That's a positive. And the main thing is that Dallas hasn't been squeezing through these games. They have had a slow start both games. Giants went down, scored. Washington went down. They've had a slow start, so they got to pick that up. That's probably one negative that they've had. But they're not just squeezing by these teams. They're completely dominating these teams. That's one thing that we haven't seen about Dallas in the past, is because they've always competed to their opponent's level, and now they're doing what they're supposed to do. So you can't be mad that they're playing a bad team.
And I think the root of all that was getting rid of Scott Linehan and getting Kellen Moore as your OC.
And what's crazy is nobody expected that.
Yeah.
Nobody. I don't give a shit who you are. Do not lie. You did not want Kellen Moore as offensive coordinator. Shit, I was hoping for Tony Romo to come off the goddamn CBS broadcast and get up on there, man. But Kellen Moore, my dude, you have been balling, my friend. If Deion Sanders needs to call someone on his little primetime show,
I feel like he
should call Kellen Moore. And Kellen Moore, show up with Dak. Dak, next time, if Deion calls you for balling, take Kellen Moore. Because Kellen Moore, the best thing about him is that he sees it from a player's perspective, and he's letting Dak sling the rock. What else can you ask for? I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if you see more teams take that route. Get a player, an old quarterback. And he'll just come in. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you see players like Josh McCown, maybe Fitzpatrick, eventually being offensive coordinators. They've been on so many teams. They've learned so many systems. They got so much knowledge of the game that it would really benefit a young quarterback like a Dak Prescott. It would really benefit him. So I can only see more teams taking that same approach. It's a copycat league, so I wouldn't be surprised if another team. I know the Buccaneers, they got Byron Leftwich. He's their OC, and he's helping out Jameis Winston a little bit. So I can see more teams taking that approach.
Yeah, but how good does Jameis really look?
Okay, but you know what I mean, though. That's my point. Yeah,
I mean, Kellen Moore is definitely opening up doors. Hopefully, the kid can have a successful season.
Yeah, successful coaching career.
Very successful. Hopefully, as a Cowboys fan, I'm rooting.
Yeah,
I'm shooting for it, man.
We'll see.
But who'd you have? Who was your top dog this weekend? Like, who just stood out to you?
Who stood out to me? I called it in the pregame show. Jimmy Garoppolo. He had an amazing game. I was like, you better watch out for him. Once he knocks off the rust, he's going to go all out, and he's just going to be slinging it around the yard. And that's what he did. He hit his receivers. He made screen passes. He did all that stuff. He was just looking really good, and I expect that. The 49ers offense has not had a 3-and-out this season.
What I've noticed a lot about the 49ers, though, is that they got a lot of checkdowns.
Yeah, they got a lot of targets.
How far can that go, though?
I don't think it's not necessarily about that.
Remember when you remember Sam Bradford?
Yeah.
Highest paid quarterback in like the last 8 years.
Yeah. What, you think that could be Jimmy Garoppolo?
No, yeah.
Really?
The only reason I say that is because, man, dude, they check the shit out of that ball. They check it down. I mean, he looks – that's the one. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo had a great game. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of it was check downs, man. A lot of it was check downs and then yards after the catch. A lot of it was. So I don't want to get too hyped about Jimmy just yet. I don't want to. Not yet. Because I saw a lot of Sam Bradford. I saw a lot of Sam. And Sam Bradford was a good quarterback at first, right? Which is why a bunch of teams
his accuracy was always really good. It's just
that's the one thing about Jimmy Garoppolo. He gets the ball there, but when you're checking it down, I mean, when you start playing a good defense, which San Francisco hasn't gotten to just yet, is what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. You know, that's the real question: is what's going to happen when the check down's not there? Can he throw? Can he sling the ball? Mm-hmm. I mean, we're all expecting to, from what he did in his couple games in New England. And I mean, he sat behind the greatest quarterback ever. So you had to learn something.
Yeah, and having Kyle Shanahan is huge. Like, I think he's one of the best offensive minds in the game.
Yeah. And to me, in the offseason, if it doesn't work out, what Jimmy Garoppolo should do is go hang out with Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers should take something out of Jimmy Garoppolo's book and learn how to check the goddamn ball down. And they both might learn something. But, I mean, like I said, it's still early. They haven't really played a great defense. So I'd love to see what comes at Jimmy Garoppolo. But I mean, the guy could. I mean, he played good. He played good, and you did call it. So if you added him on your fantasy team and started him, hey, shout out JB.
Yeah,
shout out JB. Another fun game. I'm sure a lot of people are disappointed. I was looking forward to this. Atlanta and Philly, huh?
Yeah, that was a good game.
Philly. Sunday Night Football, under the lights. Are the lights too big for a Philadelphia ego?
I feel like Philadelphia's biggest problem right now is their secondary.
Yeah.
Their corners just cannot. I don't know. They're not calling the right defense. The
line looked pretty rough too. I mean, Carson Wentz was getting. I mean, he was getting beat.
Yeah, and the question coming into the game was like, can the Falcons' offensive line hold up? They were injured. They were hurt going up against a good front like the Eagles, but see how that turned out.
I had fun. It came down to the end. And damn, dude, but Carson Wentz, man, that last drive, god damn it. On that deep throw that he had for the first time, what was it, like 4th and 16 or 4th and 23 or something like that. And somehow he got away and he had 2 amazing passes. That deep one and then the one where his knee almost touched the ground. That was ridiculous. And it's hard to really – I mean, if you're a Carson Wentz hater, shut the hell up. I mean, I hate the guy. I hate Philly, but Carson Wentz, man, out of the pocket, white redhead. This guy is bad, bro. He can – hell yeah. I hope he sucks. Don't get me wrong. But he can sling it. He can sling it.
Yeah.
And he proved that he can sling it without any. The guy's got to be strong up here to have thrown it. I mean, fuck, dude. Excuse my language. He probably looks like his shoulders probably look like yours. Like they're just broad. Yeah, you know what I mean?
He's got a lot of
not
power.
To point out the beef on you. But yeah, dude, that was all muscle, upper body muscle, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. It's just, I would be worried about that secondary. That's the only thing I would be worried about with the Eagles, and if they can improve it. I'm sure they were probably, I wouldn't be surprised if they were probably looking at the trade rumors about Jalen Ramsey. Like, I'm sure they had to give it some thought. They probably made up a call. Like, what do you
like
want
5
for him?
teams right now.
Yeah, there was a couple.
I know Seattle's looking.
Yeah, Raiders also are interested.
Can you imagine if Seattle got him?
No, I don't want to.
Oh, man.
That'd be solid.
You know what would really piss me off? If the Patriots traded like a 6th-rounder to get Jalen Ramsey, which I would not put past Bill Belichick.
They just released Antonio Brown. Screw him. We'll pick up Jalen. Because whatever, dude.
Jalen wants that money, dude.
And he wants to win. Yeah. He really wants to win.
I'm starting to think that Jalen wants to win more than he wants the money.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, bro, come to Dallas. Come to Dallas. I made a really bold prediction on Facebook a couple days ago whenever the whole thing came out. And I said, hey, Dallas, give him a 2nd-round pick and Taco Charlton. The stupidest.
Well, they released Taco Charlton.
Yeah.
So
and he went with the Dolphins, and he's active this weekend.
Is he?
So I hope
watch him just get like 2 or 3 sacks.
Tyron Smith just puts him on his ass, bro. That'll make my day if he just puts him on his rear end.
I mean, I didn't think he was ever going to be a star.
Bust, man. Dallas has had such great picks.
People are like,
great picks,
such a good pick. I'm like, I don't think.
Yeah,
I just never was sold on him.
One good thing my friend Earl told me is Michigan gives a lot of bullshit, man.
That's kind of true.
Michigan gives a lot of bullshit to the NFL. A whole lot of bullshit.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
And the Browns drafted a couple of them. So I feel bad for them. But Jesus, man. Taco Charlton, you piece of...
Yeah.
Yeah, but good luck in Miami, though, man. Good luck in Miami. But, so, let me ask you this. Who's in trouble in the NFL?
Oh, without a doubt, it's got to be the Carolina Panthers.
Trouble. Coaching and
quarterback-wise, you're going to see, I don't even know. Who's the backup that's playing this week?
Anderson or something? No. That was like 2 years ago or something.
Somebody who's starting for Cam Newton this week, totally forgot. But I think it could be the end of Cam Newton, the Cam Newton era.
Well, the Cam Newton era was done after the Super Bowl.
Ever since then, it has been a drop-off. Year after year, it's been a drop-off.
Injury. Now he's
not the same.
Injury.
He's just not the same quarterback, and I think they might start rebuilding. It could be that bad.
Yeah.
They're in
I feel
trouble.
bad for McCaffrey because the guy,
he's got all that talent, but no quarterback.
Yeah. And that sucks, man. Because Cam Newton, it sucks, man. It sucks for Cam Newton because he was making all that noise, being all the celebrations. And the one thing I do like about Cam Newton is that every time they score, he makes the player give the fan the ball. But I don't win you games, so. My dude, get in the end zone and start getting these fans some more balls, my dude. Because this is it, bro. This is it. This year, someone's getting fired.
Yeah, or someone's getting replaced, and it could easily be Cam Newton.
So, Cam Newton, let's just throw it out there, right? Cam Newton. You can get a lot for Cam Newton.
Do you think so? I don't think so. He's, 31 years old now? Injury prone. Doesn't look the same the past 3-4 years. He's just steadily declining.
Telling me right now, if you're the Miami Dolphins and Cam Newton wants to come over, you're not going to make him move.
No, they're trying to get
Rosen. Saw whatever.
No, I'm not talking about Rosen. Oklahoma. They're trying to get that quarterback, the young guy from Oklahoma. That's who they're going to try to get.
No, bro, if I'm calling you. Okay, Cam Newton in the Jags right now. Cam Newton goes to the Jags.
No, the Jags, no, dude. I think Gardner Minshew is definitely...
What if they pulled some shit out of their ass and just said, hey, we'll give you Jalen for Cam Newton?
No, that would never, ever happen. No way. You got the best corner with an injury-prone old... He's not good. He's not good no more.
What I'm asking though, what if Cam Newton went to the Jags?
No.
What would you think of the Jags?
No.
Without Jags,
that's not much of an upgrade from Nick Foles.
No. You comparing Nick Foles to Cam
Gardner Minshew's better right now. Gardner Minshew might take over that team.
But you don't have no blame on the offensive line in Carolina?
No.
You don't think that offensive line is just ass?
No. Cam Newton holds on to the ball.
He does.
And so that's one of his problems too. But Aaron Rodgers, yeah, and he suffered from it. And he suffered from it.
That's true.
He's
true.
Broken his clavicle, everything. So it just, you got to be a smart quarterback. And Cam Newton, he cares about winning so much that he's going to put his body on the line. But what's the point where you start being smart? Throw the ball out of bounds. Take your checkdowns. Get down. Slide.
Well, like I said, they need to hang out with Jimmy Garoppolo or Sam Bradford.
You just gotta be smart. And there's a few quarterbacks in history that can move like that are not. Michael Vick wasn't smart.
He lasted.
You know,
it did last a long time,
but he was like a backup. He had one good season on the Eagles.
What do you think about Jalen Ramsey though? Since we're on,
I think he stays.
He stays.
I think he stays because I feel like Gardner Minshew could possibly be their future.
They gotta pay him though,
but they don't have to pay him for who?
Ramsey.
They could pay him.
Yeah, no, they need to, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's your best defense.
It's interesting who he could go to. I feel like they're gonna ask for so much, like 2 first-round picks to get Jalen Ramsey.
Just wanted one. Rumor has it they wanted one because of Fitzpatrick. But who would give up? Would you give up a first rounder?
If you're the right team that can make a playoff run and stuff like that.
Because it's late. Right?
Yeah, I think.
But if you're the Jags, you're not going to go, okay, New England, give me your first rounder. Because you know that pick's going to be late. So
yeah,
it's almost.
That's why I don't think he goes anywhere. That's why I think he's just going to stay with the Jaguars.
Because he's just going to go to a crappy. He's going to go from one crappy team to another crappy team.
So stay on the Jaguars.
And obviously the Jags have not been known for taking great picks other than Jalen Ramsey, which everybody expected to get picked. I was a little upset when Jalen Ramsey got picked, but I'm super excited because we got Ezekiel Elliott over it. So, I mean, I'm pretty pumped about that, man. But, hey, let me ask you this. So, you know, there's a lot of good teams. There's a lot of shitty teams. There's a lot of teams with question marks. But what's your top 5? What NFL ranking? Rank your top 5.
Number 5, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys, just because.
At number 5. Number 5.
Because they're playing good. They've dominated every team, which they should have. They should dominate this week again. They're still, you know, once they start playing tougher teams, it might change a little bit. But for right now, they're definitely a top 5 team. Number 4, I'm sold on Lamar Jackson. I'm excited for the matchup this weekend. Lamar versus Patrick Mahomes, the new 2 faces of the NFL. That's it. Him, not Cam Newton. It's a new league with Lamar Jackson. You know, Patrick Mahomes. Can't remember. I'm blank right now, but we'll get back to it. But yeah, I'm sold on Lamar. I'm sold on him throwing the ball. He doesn't have to put up Patrick Mahomes numbers. He's got to make plays when they're there. You know, they're gonna run the ball good. They got good defense. Earl Thomas is gonna make it hard for the Chiefs this weekend. I feel like it's gonna be a really good matchup, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens could pull it off, which they almost did last year. And number 3, my number 3 team.
So would it change if the Ravens lose?
If they're still a top 5 team?
Yeah.
Depending how they would lose. If it's a game like last year,
the Ravens played anybody?
Not necessarily.
I mean, you can make the same argument with Dallas, right?
Yeah, not necessarily, and we'll find out this week. I just feel like Lamar has improved over the offseason as a passer.
Yeah, that's the one thing we have learned is that Lamar can throw the ball.
So we'll see.
He's not a running back,
and you'll find out a lot about the Chiefs' defense also. But
I think their Chiefs defense is ranked like 22 right now.
They're not very good at all. They're garbage.
It's terrible.
So that's why I think it's going to be a really close game again. But the number 3 team, I had it written down. Who do I have as number 3?
Rams.
Yeah, Rams. Totally went blank. Yeah, for Rams, I think they're gonna take that division again. Jared Goff looks good. I like not only does Todd Gurley look like he's, you know, becoming a little bit healthier, like, returning to last season form. But they got Malcolm Brown. He's a good, solid backup to that. And Cooper Kupp makes plays, lots of plays.
Yeah.
Man, Robert Woods looks good. Yeah, and that's just a whole new.
He could have been the difference maker in the Super Bowl. That's for sure.
Yeah, and Aaron Donald, he's just gonna keep getting after the quarterback. Yeah, he's gonna keep getting better. And as far as number 2, and the reason why they're not number 1 is because I touched on it just a second ago. The Chiefs are my number 2 team, just because their defense is not. We're gonna find out this weekend. If their defense can handle, Lamar Jackson in that running game. So, and if they can, I feel like it's going to be a really close game. It could end up in a shootout in a sense.
Yeah, we'll find out Sunday who you pick.
Yeah, and obviously for number 1, I would go New England by far, with or without Antonio Brown. They're the number 1 team. They got the best, well-rounded. Their defense is so disciplined. They're not talent-wise. They're not the greatest or anything. They're just playing.
The goddamn
good.
Team is disciplined.
Yeah, they're just playing good.
And them releasing Antonio Brown is just
it doesn't even affect them.
Shows it. It shows how disciplined they are when it comes to football.
Like they know they have a really good team and they don't need him, and they don't want to answer the first 5 questions every time they step up to the stand.
Oh, for sure.
They don't want to deal with that. And so the one thing, might as well just get rid of the problem.
If you notice Bill Belichick, all his interviews, he don't give a shit. He don't want to talk about it. Yeah. He's like, enough of that. Let's move on. I'm focusing on week 3. Any questions, blah, blah, right? And that, to me, that's dope. That's cool. Like, I love watching interviews like that. It's funny. It's like, for one, it's entertaining.
Him and Greg Popovich are
they're probably one of my favorites.
Yeah,
or 2 of my favorites. I like Steve Kirk. He's got a sense of humor.
Yeah,
but man, I like your lineup. Mine's pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
I put Dallas, or I put the Ravens at 5, only because the one thing we have learned is that Lamar Jackson can sling the rock. We knew that they were going to run the ball. We knew what their defense could bring. We knew that. It was just a matter of, can Lamar Jackson throw the ball? Similar thing in Dallas, which is, 4 and 5 for me.
It's
a toss-up. But
haven't really played no one great.
Yeah. And to me, Dallas has a better running back. I think 99% of the people would take Ezekiel Elliott over Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
I would say 75-25 people would take Dak, but I would take Dallas's defense over Baltimore. Dallas has more potential, I think, defensively. We haven't seen them at their best potential yet. You know what I mean? They've played decent, but Lawrence hasn't really done much. Crawford hasn't really done much. Collins, that whole defensive line really hasn't done anything. And they're not at full potential. So I got them at
4.
I got Dallas at 4. Like I said, it's a toss-up. I threw Kansas City at 3 because of their defense. We don't know how great their defense is just yet. So Patrick Mahomes. The one thing about Kansas City is you can't count out Patrick Mahomes. The guy can make you. He can get you in a game. He's going to give you 30. The only thing is can the defense really hold up?
Yeah,
that's the real question.
And
we don't know.
As of right now, I really don't believe in their defense at all.
And then for the I got the Rams at 2. The Rams are probably the most complete team. Their defense is kind of lacking, but Aaron Donald's a game changer. He makes that defense so much better, and he's not going to come off. He's not falling off anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
So that defense alone, just with Aaron Donald, goddamn, man. That defense is great just with him. Once the pieces start falling together, they got a bunch of ex-Pro Bowlers there. So I'm looking forward to them, and their offense is explosive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Jared Goff should have gotten the amount of money he got, but he's been putting up the numbers, so you can't get mad at that.
Yeah.
Todd Gurley, I'm still waiting for him to stay consistent. If he can stay consistent, then I'm digging them as favorites. And then at number 1, I got the Patriots, just like you. Until someone proves me differently, just like everybody else says, unless you hate Tom Brady or the Patriots. And I do too, but you're just a hater, so get over it. Tom Brady's the GOAT. It's that simple. It's that simple. Tom Brady is the best ever. So until Tom Brady shows that he's fallen off the hill, shut the hell up and enjoy the game. It's simple.
Yeah.
It's simple, man. Enjoy. What's crazy is people watching football right now, just enjoy how, like, I finally learned to embrace what Tom Brady brings to the table.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I'm like
I think in their prime,
like LeBron either.
Yeah, I think in your prime, like in their prime, like I hated LeBron, I hated Tom Brady, but now it's like they've just been doing it for so long. Like you just gotta respect it.
I mean, he's 40 plus.
Yeah, you gotta respect it.
And he's still dominating the game. Like, how the hell do you say Tom Brady sucks?
Yeah, you just can't hate. You just
in denial.
You're literally delusional if you're just a hate. Like if you're hating on them, you're just
it's being so
I
in
don't know
denial.
where your mind's at,
but
you just gotta.
Yeah, so those are my top 5, man. I'm digging it.
Yeah,
I'm digging it. I mean, like I said, unless you can tell us different, I mean, the Patriots are easily number 1. Are easily number 1. But let's move in a little bit into week 3, man. Let's move into week 3 just a little bit. We'll touch on it a little bit more. Like I said, this weekend, Sunday 9:30 Mountain Time. We're gonna have a live pregame show as always.
We're gonna be having a good time.
Yeah, good time. We finally decided to remove the coffee mugs. It's 5:00 somewhere, so your boys were starting to drink at 8:30.
And it's a Friday,
but
might as well.
Yeah, definitely. If some of you are done getting ready and all you guys are done doing y'all's makeup, that's you have a good time tonight. But let's move into week 3 a little bit, man.
Yeah, we could touch on that. Kevin Kelly talking about the Falcons and Colts. We can get into that.
Let's jump right into that.
Yeah,
Falcons and Colts. That's
one of the good matchups
of
the week. Yeah, there's not too many good matchups. It's kind of one of those weeks where there's no crazy good matchup. But that's when we start getting into where AFC teams are going against NFC teams, such as this. But yeah, you find out you have a good matchup right here.
So who is it a must win for both of them?
Not really, but I mean, it's a must win every week. So when you think about it,
it's more in panic though.
I really don't feel like there's this loss won't really hurt either team. I feel like it's out of your conference. It's it's not really gonna affect you, and I feel like for the Colts there's a huge upside. Yeah, you could be down. You could be down in the dumps. Andrew Luck retires, man, but you think your season's over, but. When you look at Jacoby Brissett, man, I'm sold on him. I think he's gonna make plays. He can throw the ball. He's accurate. His only problem was he used to hold the ball a little too long, but I think he's getting better at that. So I think once he can make his reads across the field, just make his read, and just let it rip, dude. He can play. I'm sold on him. So, and that defense is only gonna get better. They're super young. They got some good
Colts
pieces. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Win the division.
Possibly.
Possibly, man.
Colts are one of my.
Kevin right now is like, let's go, Borba. Let's go.
I was rooting for the Colts last year to make the AFC Championship.
That would have been fun,
man.
That would have been fun. Especially,
I wish I would have had.
I always heard about Colts putting that whooping on Dallas, bro.
They're that team, dude. Bro. I think that's one of my favorite teams in the AFC is the Colts.
The one thing about the Colts is they fucked up, or excuse me, they jacked up when they were booing Andrew Luck because
that's awful.
Jacoby was,
really,
but it's not like he left you to some shitty quarterback,
which he could have. That could have easily happened.
Yeah, and that was probably part of his decision was okay. I got someone who's pretty decent coming behind me that can give this team life. He's more. I mean, I wouldn't know. I think honestly, they're pretty similar.
Kind of, yeah.
They're pretty similar. But dude, Atlanta, I don't count Atlanta out.
No,
there's too many weapons, bro. Too many weapons.
Yeah, and it's gonna be hard for.
And has Julio Jones showed up yet?
I mean, besides that catch that he had a couple good catches last week.
But has Julio Jones showed up, bro? He has not showed up, bro.
I don't think so.
He
played a lot better in week 2. It's just
he hasn't arrived.
Yeah,
and it's. I mean, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, before he has one of those breakout huge games, dude. Yeah.
And this might be one of them.
It could be.
This might be one of them, bro. And I'm not going to be surprised when it is. And, I mean, Devontae Freeman still really hasn't had a great game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Matty Ice still hasn't had a great game either.
Yeah.
Against Philly, I mean, it was a close game. It was a hell of a fight.
Yeah. I think it's just whoever fought more was going to win that game.
Yeah, Atlanta's defense just played better. The front line played better. That was the difference in that game, was that front line.
Yeah. And this week I feel it could be a shootout, you know. I feel like it's going to be a grind. Maybe I would say for me personally, I'm on the Colts bandwagon. I would pick them like 27-24. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a good game. Colts.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I like that, man, but I'm loving Atlanta. I mean, I say Atlanta panic. If you don't win this game, you still got to panic. I think Atlanta just is going to continue.
I just feel like now that Drew Brees is out, that division is wide open. Yeah, Bucks are 1-1.
Like, this is the moment where these guys have to rise because
they got to take advantage.
Out of the way, bro.
They got to take advantage.
It's time to get ahead. Cam Newton's out. I mean, Tampa Bay looks trash. And to be honest, up in Tampa Bay, I think Daniel Jones might put up some numbers.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Oh, in Tampa Bay. Oh, yeah.
And the Giants. Daniel Jones.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
Listen up, Giant fans. Daniel Jones is going to put some numbers up this weekend. I'm telling you right now.
You think he gets him a win?
Daniel Jones pulls it off.
You think he gets him a win?
Tampa Bay is not good. Tampa Bay is not consistent. The Giants are ass.
Yeah, that's a chance to win.
The Giants are ass, bro. But I'm telling you right now, they're on a wave. They're on a wave. New York is on a wave. Right now. New York, stand up because you are on a wave right now, bro.
They're high right now.
Yeah, they're living on it. Daniel Jones coming in, starting. He had a good preseason. Right? They're going to pull off this dub. And there's going to be a whole lot of. There's going to be a whole lot of.
And it's going to be
high.
He
looked good. He's great.
There's some things he can improve on, but he did a lot of good. Yeah, I already know.
Don't get hyped. It's a high. It's adrenaline. The guy could. I mean, he could throw. He's got his accuracy is pretty good, but
it's going to be a long.
It's a matter of reading the defense, and the defense in Tampa Bay is.
That's his chance to take advantage.
It's not that great.
His first start.
So Daniel Jones,
perfect. That's why they. I guarantee you, that's why they started him this week.
Purposely.
They're going up against. Yeah, they're going up against an below average defense. This is his chance.
It's a preseason defense.
It's
their starters aren't very, very great.
Yeah, it's a chance for him to really, work on his game, improve, and possibly get a win.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be
a perfect week to put him in.
I really think the Giants are going to be playing with the lead majority of that game.
I feel like it's going to be a grind. Like
it's going to be a grind.
They're
going to play with the lead.
I'd say like 16-10.
Players play better when they're playing with the lead, when there's not so much pressure on them, bro. So Daniel Jones is going to get this dub.
He's got Saquon.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
The one thing about Saquon is you can't ever count him out.
Yeah, he's a game changer, and I expect him to go off against that Bucs defense.
Oh, easy. I see screen pass breaking for like 70.
Yeah, or just
breaking for 70.
Just a dive, dude.
A screen pass
dive, and he'll just
calling it right now. Screen pass breaking for 70. Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, anything's possible.
Tampa Bay is going down, and with that being said, though, Atlanta, man, they got to take advantage of it.
They have to. That's the team that could take advantage of him. For sure. Of Drew Brees being.
They got to get dubs. And like I said, who's got to show up?
They're ready. They're ready. Yeah. They're like, all right, this division is ours. They're hyped. Colts are in a good position though. They can run the ball. Marlon Mack, man, that offense. He looks good, dude. He almost ran for 200 yards week 1. He had a good week 2.
The Colts aren't terrible.
No, they're not terrible at all. That's what I'm saying.
I can see a 27-24 Falcons though.
Okay, so we both have the same score, just flipped.
Yeah.
Okay,
I can see it. Definitely a game winner.
I think it's possibly 2 playoff teams. It's gonna have like
AFC NFC matchup.
Yeah,
definitely not Super Bowl. This isn't gonna.
Man, I wish Andrew Luck didn't retire.
Me either. And I'm sure every Colts fan feels that way.
Every Colts
fan.
And
as you remind them,
Kevin Kelly.
As you remind them of this really sad moment, I want to lead with this poem. Andrew Luck, that you retired, and that really sucks. But this Miller Lite has me a little bit buzzed. Well, I was gonna say drunk. Well, I'm not drunk, but I'm not very great at poems. But Kevin, I hope you felt that in the heart, man. I'm very sad for you.
It's like what?
But Jacoby's a good. I mean, hey, you're not in shitty hands.
Yeah,
you're not in.
I think he's gonna get better. I don't even think. I think they would. For the upcoming year, I feel like they probably would draft a quarterback, like maybe in like the 3rd or 4th round. Yeah. Well, just because.
Agency, I mean, Cam Newton.
Or free agency, get a good backup.
Cam Newton's out there.
But I think definitely Jacoby Brissett.
Cam Newton's going to be out there.
I wouldn't be surprised if he is, but I don't think the Colts will get him.
Tyrod Taylor, where is he at, man?
Oh, he's not even in the league, I don't think.
No, he's definitely a backup somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor's definitely a backup somewhere.
You find that out.
Tyrod Taylor. That was my dude back in Buffalo, man.
Yeah.
But Josh Allen is holding it down.
Yeah, Buffalo Bills 2-0.
Yeah. Who would have thought? I mean, granted, their season hasn't. I mean, it's not like they're playing amazing. Well, the thing about the NFL right now is that nobody's like amazing, right? Besides the top 5 teams.
Yeah.
Other than that, Hey, I was gonna ask you about this dude Metcalf, huh? In Seattle.
I told you, man. Do not sleep on DK Metcalf.
Sure did.
He can make plays. He's big, physical, fast.
Sure did.
Man,
That's a big dude.
Yeah, that's a good thing that Seattle got him this year. Now
Borba, if you were 6'6", you'd probably look like him.
Oh man,
legit. You're like a 5'2" version of Metcalf right now. Legit.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Legit. I look like a defensive or offensive lineman.
Yeah, you look like a JV offensive lineman.
JV. God damn! Why'd you have to do that? JV offensive line.
Oh, Tyrod Taylor is he's on the he's a backup for the Chargers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's a good backup.
Doman, put him in a package.
Yeah, put him in that option.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have Melvin Gordon, so the Chargers. Oh man, we're not even gonna get back into that. The Chargers.
That's for Sunday.
Chargers maybe.
Sunday we'll get into depth with every team. Chargers Sunday. Make sure to join us.
Maybe a disappointment. Every time I think of the Chargers, I think of Alicia Bullock. She's a huge Chargers fan, and she loves cats, and that's what the Chargers are. A bunch of kitties.
Bunch of cats.
The Chargers are a bunch of kitties. Don't at me, Alicia Bullock. Do not at me. Well, that's not her last name anymore. I'm sorry, Alicia. She is married now. But the Chargers are a bunch of kitties, not cats, bro. Cats. That's saying too strong of a word there. They're definitely kitties. She used to hate on Tony Romo very bad. And Phillip Rivers is like
what should be
a cheaper version of Tony Romo.
I think moving on a little bit, back to our Panthers discussion about Kyle Allen. He will actually be that starter this weekend. But they play the Cardinals. Do you think the Cardinals get their first win this week?
Cardinals.
I think they do.
They have to. Kyler Murray, you can ask.
Kyler Murray hasn't looked bad besides the first 3 quarters of week 1.
Besides.
He's looked pretty decent. I mean, they almost upset the Ravens.
Show up for at least 2 quarters. At least show up for 2.
I think it'll be decent.
This is his best. If you ever had a better opportunity to win a game, this is it. I mean, it's just like the Browns and Jets.
Get their first win.
Browns and Jets. Get some momentum. The thing about Kyler Murray is that his height is really jacking him up, man. Like, I don't think he's used to it yet.
No,
he's not used to it. That and the speed.
Yeah.
I think he forgets that these defensive linemen run 4.4s too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this is definitely his best chance. Carolina's defense is decent, mediocre, but they're not going to put up no points. All you got to do is stack the box.
As for the Cardinals, won't put up no points, or the Panthers?
The Panthers.
Yeah.
Stack the box.
It's just the Cardinals defense, their secondary is, they're naked without, they're naked without Patrick Peterson. So I wouldn't be surprised, if both, rookie quarterbacks, both young quarterbacks have a decent week, put up, I wouldn't be surprised if the score turns out to be 20-17.
I wouldn't be surprised if that game is 10-3.
Because both defenses, you got Luke Kuechly. I would expect the Panthers to make more defensive plays. It's just I don't know about their offense. And I feel like Cardinals are slowly improving each week. So I expect the Cardinals to get that first win this week.
Easy.
Not easy. Not easy. A grind. It's going to be
it's all going to go on Rosen.
What?
It's all going to be on Rosen. Rosen. I'm sorry. It's all going to be on Murray. I think if he can show up, he'll get at least a half, man. They got a
great chance.
Yeah, think about it. The last 2 games, if he shows up for at least 3 quarters, at least don't even show up the fourth quarter, just show up the first 3, and they would have had a better chance to win. But that is going to be fun. That one should be good too.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing that sucks about it is the fact that Cam Newton's not playing, and that takes away from it. But it definitely takes away from it.
Cam Newton's he's falling off, dude.
Booty?
Yeah. Panthers fans, I think it's time to move on. I think it's time for that organization to move on, and someone's going to take the heat on for it. Ron Rivera is he's on the hot seat, so it's just a matter of time before he could possibly be out, and that could be one of the coaching changes for this offseason. So I wouldn't be surprised. As for matchups, we got the Saints at the Seahawks also. That could be a good matchup. I expect it to be a close game. Teddy Bridgewater will be decent in that game. So
tell me again, Saints
travel to Seattle.
Ooh,
that'll be a good matchup.
Seattle's. Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be hard to play in that. Teddy Bridgewater
does not show up, man.
I think that is Teddy Bridgewater's first game against Seattle. Yeah, it's Teddy Bridgewater's first game in Seattle since that -6-degree playoff wild card game in Minnesota where we lost to him with the devastating wide left. Laces were in the front, whatever. Blair Walsh, Shankopotamus, that 27-yard field goal. So it's going to be his first time playing Seattle since then. So I think it's going to be a good game, close game. I think it's going to come down to whichever defense can make can make plays.
Ruben said, "Borba, take your shirt
off." Sunday morning, give me a few beers, a couple White Claws.
Sunday morning, Borba is going to do the show with the shirt off. So be ready.
Give me a couple White Claws. Anything's possible.
Be ready. Be ready. Be ready. Ruben said, I'm so blind you can see the Sunday's predictions through my glasses. My dude, tell me the predictions so I can bet on Sunday and win some money.
Is that what he told you?
Yeah.
That's what he said?
Yeah. No.
I'll tell you who wins every game.
Yeah. Hey, Ruben, where are the Chiefs going? We're curious.
Yeah. What do you expect from
the
Chiefs
Ruben
this year?
Expect from the Chiefs? We're going to have Ruben on this year. At some point, once we can get our webcam
probably get a FaceTime.
On the TV, yeah.
Get some FaceTime in.
So Ruben, be ready. We'll let you know what's going on in that show, so that way you don't look like an ass when you get on. But you're an educational guy. You talk sports, you know your shit. So
yeah,
we'll be waiting for you, man.
Yeah, I'm excited for Sunday. Sunday, we're going to have Brendan Johnson on the show.
Yeah.
Everybody tune in for
Brendan
that.
Johnson.
SOL, Speaking Out Loud. Join the movement. Follow, like, and subscribe on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, look us up.
Speaking Out Loud.
Speaking Out Loud.
Trying to make a little bit of names for ourselves and have a good time in the process.
Hey, shout out to Ruben, though. He's been sharing all our stuff, man.
Yes.
Much love.
Love the support, brother.
The one thing about Ruben, man, he just gives off positive vibes.
Yeah.
The dude gives off positive vibes.
If I got to post something, if I got to count on somebody to like something, he'll like it. Yeah, no one else will. No one else will.
Ruben
the farthest guy away, dude.
Ruben gives off that positive love, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people should should take on that shit, man, and
positive vibes,
and give that love, because that's the one thing we're missing in this world. Is just a bunch of goddamn
positivity.
love, bro.
Yeah,
drink a goddamn beer with someone and just love.
Have a good time.
It's simple, bro. It's so simple. But Alex Eastwood, yeah, boy, you've been sharing that too, man.
Yes, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and you've been on this the whole time, bro. So appreciate you.
Yes.
Yo, hit us up, bro. You can come on here.
If you got any football knowledge, would like to discuss anything,
yeah, bro, hit us up,
dude.
Hit us up. Come on this goddamn thing. Come on this goddamn thing. Let the people know what you feel.
Yeah, give your opinion about whatever.
Unless you think the Cowboys suck, I don't know if you're gonna be able to get here. And I'm just playing because I think everybody.
And also in the future, we're gonna be talking. We're gonna be going like NBA route during the week. Also,
Kevin
Malcolm Wiggins will probably be on the show more often.
Hopefully, we can get Cameron Cannon.
A couple of basketball minds get him on the show.
Come on here,
have a good time.
Kevin Kelly, we want you out here. Jay Williams out here, man. The people that y'all all love to hate on is Gabe Olgas. Gabe Olgas always talking some bullshit. Yeah, so Gabe, I'd like to see you out here too, man. Maybe Jay Will, man, you got to come out here for Dallas Eagles game. Yeah, he's got to come out,
or he'll be at work.
Yeah, we might have to FaceTime him too, but we'll definitely. Brandon, like I said, like he said, this weekend, and then hopefully Ruben will get you in here pretty soon, brother. And then Alex, let us know. So that's it, man. Follow us on Instagram, SOL Speaking Out Loud. Also hit our YouTube channel, Speaking Out Loud with Renee and Borba. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how you feel. We appreciate the love, man. And we'll see y'all Sunday morning, 9:30 Mountain Time. Give y'all predictions, help y'all on some betting, and most importantly, show some love, not only to us, but to all those other people out there. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Cheers, my friends.
And Facebook.